Hello, I'm with Jorge Ruiz Benecke, the president of Local American Working Group, the key partner of the Central for Innovation in Medicine and Europa Buyer for the European Biotech Week 2020. Jorge, thank you so much for joining us today. I would like to first to explain to our attendees why it's so important the Biotech Week, why it's so important to discuss about biotechnology.
Thank you, Marius. Thank you for the invitation. I believe that with biotechnologies, we can treat diseases today in an effective manner. And in the future, we may be able to prevent those diseases from even occurring. We need to start building the roadmap. We need to start working on the roadblocks that would lead us to foster the necessary research in Romania to continue to drive these biotechnologies and in the future the gene therapies for the benefit of all Romanians, Marius.
It's clear, as you mentioned, that we are actually at the beginning of the biotech revolution. We are in many therapeutic areas. The experience with biologic drugs in rheumatology or dermatology or oncology, it's a reality, and patients already benefit from biologic drugs. But on a daily basis, you as an industry, and also in this context of pandemics, we experience a lot of challenges. And I would like to discuss a little bit with you about the main challenges in you as an industry face in regards to innovation with biotechnology, to the access to the new medicines and so on.
The industry faces challenges in Romania when it comes to the delayed access of medicines. And by medicines, I speak about any type of medicine, innovative medicines, biologics, gene therapies. It takes about 2.2 years for any medicine to be available in Romania. This is one of the lengthiest process in Europe. There is a new report that speaks about all those medicines that have been approved by the European Regulatory Agency, EMA, 2 years ago. And that report looks at how many of those therapies are available in all the European countries. When you look at Romania, there is only 1 out of 5 medicines that were approved 2 years ago that are available in Romania. I don't think that's acceptable for us as residents and as people in Romania. I think we need to do more. I think we need to collaborate. We need to join forces. We need to look at the HTA process that we have currently in Romania that was activated about 6 years ago, and that brought a lot of value and actually opened the access of new medicines for Romania. But that process was enabled 6 years ago. I think it's time to revisit that process. I believe it's time to build a local HTA process that would enable these medicines to be available to Romanians, to bring value to Romanians, to bring value to the society early on. In the meantime, because this will take us some time, in the meantime, as an association, we are advocating for what we call the Innovation Fund. The Innovation Fund is meant to identify, while we solve the HTA process, because I think our main objective should be to reduce the 2.2 years that it takes for a new medicine to enter the market. But while we do that, we are making a proposal to set up a national program with an innovation fund to select those medicines that are highly innovative, make a difference in the life of a patient, or that could prevent a patient from developing or from a serious condition that could hinder his life in the future. So we are advocating for that innovation fund with an independent committee that could look into these medicines that are still in the process of getting HTA approval in Romania, select those that are highly innovative, and allow some some people to have access to those in Romania for the value of Romanians.
Regarding the Innovation Fund, I have been part of the consultation group around the Innovation Fund, and thank you for inviting me there. It's an idea that has to be implemented. But I would like to ask you and to somehow to try to look into the near future, because we are in pandemics. We expect, I don't know, an economic crisis. Anyway, some limitations in terms of budgeting for next year. What's your vision actually? Do you expect for the government to put more money in this field, to move forward with the Innovation Fund?
It's about prioritization. I believe that if you would ask Romanians today, what would they prioritize if they would have a say to the government? I'm certainly that one of those big priorities would be health. We allocate in 2019, or we're aiming to allocate 5.5% of the GDP on health. The European average on allocation of GDP to health is 8.5%. So we could do better. We could aim to achieve a similar level of allocation of funds for healthcare, which I think would make a significant difference, not just in the access of medicines that could bring lots of value to society, but also in the infrastructure and in the services that are provided here in Romania as healthcare. And also an important topic, the prevention, right? Prevention efforts, not just promoting a healthier lifestyle and activity, but also promoting vaccination to prevent diseases again from actually occurring. We run a study, and that study also gives some suggestions of how to identify new sources of funding for this, particularly for the Innovation Fund. But I will also say that it's not just about the reprioritization of the taxes and the revenues of the government. I think we also need to look into the exceptions that are being made for healthcare. It is my understanding that only 1/3 of the people that benefit from healthcare in Romania contribute to the healthcare system. And I know that there are populations that need help. I'm a firm believer that that this is a collaboration, this is a solidarity. But I think we need to look into those exceptions. Maybe there are opportunities there to reduce the exceptions. There's also opportunities of voluntary health, of private health insurances, and of course the one that nobody wants to talk about, increasing taxes. So I think, Marius, if there is will and the industry has the will to collaborate and to partner, not just with authorities, but also with academics, with patient associations, with people like Inomet, and we come together and we collaborate, I'm pretty certain that we can find solutions to increase the funding on healthcare and to fund this Innovation Fund in 2021.
Thank you so much once again, Jorge, for your support in this week, for this interview, and thank you all for being with us.
Marius, thank you very much. Thanks to you, to Inomet, to all the partners, to continue the dialogue, continue the advocacy, continue to drive improvements to make our healthcare a better healthcare system and also a more resilient healthcare system. Thank you very much.